What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some bad news. Interesting, yet bad news. As it looks like, according to these reports, the rematch between Terence Bud Crawford and Errol the True Spence Jr. is not happening. Many people anticipated it not happening. And now it's said that the rematch is not happening for many different reasons. And it's said now that Terence Bud Crawford, who was undefeated, 3-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, still the unified welterweight world champion, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world in Terence Bud Crawford. 40 wins, no losses, no draws. 31 big wins by way of knockout. 36 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. And Errol the True Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw. 22 big wins by way of knockout. 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. They fought July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. Terence Crawford absolutely dominated the fight. Terence Crawford dropped Errol Spence in the second round, twice in the 7th, and stopped him in the 9th. In a one-sided, lopsided, dominant performance in favor of Terence Crawford that was shocking. Now, 6 months later, Errol Spence reveals that he suffered cataracts and he had to have surgery, and going into the fight, he couldn't see. It was hindering his vision. On top of that, he stated that he had broken ribs, which hindered him from being able to participate and perform in preparation to the highest of his abilities. And he couldn't get an injection, pain injection. He didn't get approved for it till a week before the fight. And obviously, he's been stating that he had an issue with making the weight. So he felt weight drain. And so now they stated that Errol Spence, who showed the world that he had the cataract surgery this month, January, he showed himself wheeling out the hospital, and he stated that, why you think I got hit with so many hooks and jabs? I couldn't see him, right? And he had to repair. Now the repair took place. And now they're saying that that's part of the reason that the rematch is not going to take place, because he had the cataract surgery on his eye. And keep in mind, they fought in July. They were supposed to rematch in December. And Errol Spence himself said he wanted the rematch in December at 154. But Showtime decided to get out the business of the sport of boxing after 37 years, and their partnership with Premier Boxing Champion founder and advisor Al Heyman, better known as the PBC and stable of fighters, was no more. Which means they didn't have a platform to stage the fight in December. But on top of that, Errol Spence still couldn't see in December because he didn't have the surgery, the corrective surgery, until January. So even if the fight happened in December, he couldn't see in October and November to train properly to go into the fight. So Showtime decided to get out the business. Amazon was the choice of a platform that they landed on. And now it's being said that it's not happening. Which part of the reason is, I believe it's ran its course. And not to mention, Terence Crawford wasn't happy when Errol Spence revealed all of these injuries going into the fight, right? Terence Crawford revealed that, I've heard all of the excuses I needed to hear, essentially. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad it's over with. I wish you nothing but luck moving forward, bro. Errol Spence responded to that by saying, get out your emotions and let's run it back. And now it's said that it's not happening. And Terence Crawford responds to that, right? Terence Crawford stated, that he just responded to that. He said that, he's just daring to be great. He's just daring to be great. And don't fault him for wanting to be great. Don't fault him for wanting to be great. And he said that, he said that, you can't fault him for wanting to be great. And he's just daring to be great. Right? So this is what Terence Crawford had to say in response to this report coming out, that the fight is not happening. This is what Terence Crawford had to say in response to it, right? Let's read what he had to say. He stated, quote, "If you're not chasing greatness, then what are you doing? It's in me, not on me. It's crazy to think how far I've done come with the odds stacked against me. If you know and seen the struggle in the beginning, you'll understand why I tell myself losing is not an option." Right? So, and then he posted, a clip of him, training now, so on and so forth. Right? And this is the report that the fight is not happening. Quote, "The Terence Crawford Errol Spence rematch reportedly now looks like it's not going to happen. It's claimed that this is due to a variety of reasons, including the fact Spence recently had cataract surgery." End quote. That's what Dan Raphael said. I mean, anytime I say something and tell y'all any information, y'all say it's not true, but you co-sign anything Dan Raphael says, right? So cool. Dan Raphael said that, reported that. So, but I already knew that it was in limbo. And I already knew that Terence Crawford had his sights set on other fights. But does this mean that Terence Crawford now should go into a fight with undefeated IBF welterweight world champion, newly crowned superstar, the phenom as I refer to him, Jaron Boots Ennis? Jaron Boots Ennis is 31 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. He is 26 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. I think that that's the fight Terence Crawford should go in now, because he had his sights set on the WBO junior middleweight world champion, Australian superstar boxer Tim Tszyu, the son of a legend, Costa Tszyu. But Tim Tszyu is now fighting March 30th, and he's going to fight against Keith Thurman, the former unified welterweight world champion, March 30th. So if you're not going to get Tim Tszyu, you're not going to get Errol Spence. And Jermell Charlo is just been stripped of his WBC title. So fighting and beating Jermell Charlo right now, coming off of a loss and not the undisputed champion, it lost a lot of its luster. It still would be a big fight. It still would be interesting. Jermell Charlo lost September 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, to Canelo Alvarez. He dared to be great, jumped up 2 weight classes. But he was stripped of the WBO title for not honoring his mandatory in Tim Tszyu. And he's just been stripped of his WBC title. They just did it in a politically nice way, by saying that he's in champion in recess, and the Sebastian Fundora fight is going to be for the WBC title. And he's on the verge of losing the IBF title. And he's dealing with all types of legal situations. So, with that said, to me, right now, for Terence Crawford, Jaron Boots Ennis makes the most sense. Just does. Unless you're going to fight Jermell Charlo. But again, like I said, the Jermell Charlo fight doesn't have the same ring to it anymore. So if it's not going to be Errol Spence rematch, it's not going to be Tim Tszyu. Who's it going to be? Or is he going to just sit around? Because we heard the reports now and the rumors that he's going to get the Canelo Alvarez fight in September. So you're going to sit around and wait till September? Is that what Terence Crawford is going to do? Possibly. I just think that Terence Crawford should fight Jerome Boots Ennis. But maybe he fights Jamel Charlo, beats Jamel Charlo, and then moves up and fight Canelo Alvarez. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. What's going to be interesting to see what direction Errol Spence goes in. I think Errol Spence, being younger, physically bigger than Terence Crawford, I think his options are limitless at 154 because he's building himself back up. So it's not like everybody's expecting Errol Spence to go into the absolute biggest fight. So he could go to 154 and slowly get his feet wet at 154. You know what I'm saying? He can heal up and fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman fight. You know, he could do that type of thing. You understand what I'm saying? Or he could fight Brian Mendoza at 154. You understand? You know, there's options for Errol Spence at 154 to take his time. People will be more patient with Errol Spence in his next fight than they will Terence Crawford in his. So Errol Spence, the floor is wide open for him to fight whoever he so chooses at 154. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.